Hey ladies, I'm about to do something iconic. I'm going to show you how I went from stuck to strong, my full body recomp journey, and my full iconic body method. And this is how I was able to lose body fat, build muscle, and how I went from an unhealthy like 125 to a solid 160. It's been a journey, but it's not one that I regret. So you're gonna wanna be sure to stay to the end of this video so that you can gain all that free knowledge. In this video, I'm gonna tell you all about my iconic body method, what it entails, how you can lose body fat and build muscle at the same time. And I'm also gonna talk about how you can implement this in your life now, starting today, by the end of this video. So be sure to stay to the end so you can get all those tips and tricks. But to build a little bit of trust, let's first go through some testimonials that aren't myself. This is my client, Indesha. Indesha lost 12 pounds with me in her first month. And she was so almost scared by it that she went and bought like 2 scales because she thought the scale was lying to her. And I'm like, no, honey, this is what happens when you prioritize your nutrition and you train properly for your goals. You won't shed some weight. And I want you guys to just listen to a little bit about what she has to say here because I can't make this up.
That I shredded the weight that I had just within that first month. Girl, I was over here buying 2 scales, double checking all my weight, all my measurements. I'm over here like, okay, wait, something ain't right. Something ain't right. What am I doing? Because this is crazy. Motivate me. You push me past my own mental obstacles when I feel like I can't do it. You're always there to cheer me on. Even if you're not feeling too up to par yourself, you couldn't tell, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, and I appreciate you so much.
This is my client, Danielle. She also has lost 10 pounds plus in her first 8 weeks with me, and I'm so proud of her. She's really committed to the nutrition part. Both of these girls were really big on the nutrition part, and that is what changed the game for them. So I'm super proud of them. Meet my client, Janine. Janine is one of my absolute favorites. She's a mom of 3. She has 2 jobs. Her kids are very active, super intelligent, great kids, but somehow she makes time for the gym. I absolutely love her body, by the way, but I don't know how she does it. I really don't. But she's the definition of if there's a will, there's a way, because 200 pounds never looks so good. Please do not let the scale scare you. I always tell people sometimes your goal body weighs more than you think, depending on what your goal is. Because remember, body recomp, and we're going to go into this a little bit later though, but it really is about transforming your body, not just shedding off, 80 pounds. But I'm super proud of Janine. I'm also going to let you guys hear a little bit about what Janine has to say as well. She is, absolutely love her.
I am truly thankful that I've had her as my coach. Coming from working out 5 to 6 days a week and now training 3 to 4 days, just with my training just being different and still accomplishing my goals has been amazing. One big goal that I've accomplished is that I put on healthy weight. Like, it looks healthy and I'm not looking like big, I truly love that, I can be just open, and I don't feel afraid, and she gives me honest feedback. And when she needs to get me in check, she gets me in check, and it's okay. Definitely it's not just a physical, I'm working with her. It's like she's building my mental also, just helping me be a better person all around.
I am super proud of these ladies, but before I hop into my iconic body method and tell you how I help them and myself get to their goal bodies, I first want to tell you just a little bit about me. Fitness was like a happy accident. I feel like sometimes, your child is dribbling the basketball and then they go to the NBA, you know what I mean? From infancy to adulthood, that is their passion, that's their story. But that just wasn't true for me. In 2015, when I was, 22, I moved to Atlanta for the first time. I was a songwriter. I thought I wanted to be a publicist. And I moved to Atlanta with like $200. And I slept on this guy's floor that I had met in like this group chat for like K camp at the time, because I was, again, in the music industry. And I slept on his floor in his college, dorm room, which it was more like a dorm house, more like a townhouse in Kennesaw State. university. And I really didn't realize how far Kennesaw was from Atlanta. But I drove my little beat up Chevy all the way down from Pittsburgh to Atlanta, and I just winged it. And that was probably the darkest point in my life. I think I've never been so lost. And don't get it twisted. When you're 22, you're lost anyway. But I had left my family. I was really running away from a lot of things back home. And then when I got to Atlanta, I don't know if I thought Atlanta was going to save me, but it wasn't. I went through a really bad like partying binge. I feel like I was always out. I thought I was a social drinker, but then I was always being social. So then I realized it wasn't social drinking. I was just a drinker by that point. And it was just a dark period. I definitely wasn't working out. I didn't care about what I put into my body. And then in 2019, I think I left Atlanta and moved to Philly. My brother and my dad live in Philly. So I was like, okay, let me just get closer to family. Let me reset, because I clearly had lost my mind when I was in Atlanta. Anywho. And so I reset for those couple years, and COVID happened, and I was just eating. Like, me and DoorDash and Chipotle and all of that was just going together real, real bad. So I got out of shape. Now, for some people, I think people think that being in shape has a size or a weight or on the scale. It doesn't. I was out of shape. I had no muscle definition. I had, little back rolls, a little this, a little that. And it wasn't the body I wanted. And it wasn't something that when I dressed up, I felt sexy. So I was like, okay, let me just start doing some at-home YouTube workouts, whatever, just to try to stay, because the gyms were closed. Cool. Fast forward, the gym's open. I started going to a gym. I was like, this is cool. Didn't really know what I was doing. But I was like, I kind of like this, whatever. Then I came to Atlanta, and for the second time, I moved back in 2022, and I thought I wanted to re-kick off my songwriting journey. The sober, saved me. I thought I'd be like in a better space for that crazy low-key demonic industry. Now that I'm thinking back on it, I don't know. Anywho, it doesn't matter. After that, I started going to a gym called Fineo here in Atlanta, and it was the first time I was surrounded by people where fitness was their career, not their hobby. And I was like, y'all make money doing this? And they was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. So then last year I got certified as a personal trainer, and then I started coaching clients officially in May, and it's been phenomenal. And I just want to emphasize that it's okay for you to pivot. It's okay for you to start over. I am 31, coming up on 32, and I just feel like I have found my purpose in my third decade of life, and I'm not late, I'm right on time. So during my own fitness journey, I wanted to put on some muscle. I'm like, I want to get rid of some of this belly fat, back fat, whatever, and I want to put on some muscle. So in about, I could say like a year and a half, I went from like 125, 128 to the 160 I am now, and it's been amazing. So without further ado, let's hop into my Ikonic body method and what you need to do to begin your journey to losing body fat and building muscle. Usually when people are on a fitness journey, the first thing that some of them try to do is like diet down, right? Lots of salad, lots of water, whatever. That lasted about a week or so. And then, some people, this is my favorite line. I don't eat that much. I work out, but I'm still not losing weight. So the first step in my Ikonic body method is honesty. And I bet you're thinking like, what does that have to do with the gym? First, we have to work on our mental, right? So let's first be honest with ourselves about our habits, our day-to-day, what we do, what our goal is. Setting a goal that like, I want to get in shape. I don't know what that means. You don't know what that means. Nobody know what that means. Bob at the store don't know what that means. So we're too vague. So we're already not being honest. We're being vague. We're not being honest. And because here's the truth, right? If I could just keep it real candid with y'all, you don't get to an uncomfortable weight because you're not eating. Unless we're talking about the inverse, right? Like you've gotten really small, but I'm talking about people that have gotten a little bit above their fighting weight. It's not because you're not eating. So let's just stop that, right? Let's just stop the lies. Because if we're not willing to be honest with ourselves, we can't get our mental together because you're living in a fantasy land, right? So that's step number one. Let's get our mental together and let's be honest, right? So when you're about to transform your body, right? Because an iconic body sounds iconic, right? Okay. So when you're trying to get there, The first step before you do anything else, seek a coach, is to be honest with yourself and figure out what it is that you want. Nobody's going to know that but you, right? Once you got that, write it down, pin it to your jacket, whatever. Then you're going to go on to the next step. You have to dial in on your nutrition. So I want you to use ChatGPT. It's your friend. You're going to type into ChatGPT the following prompt, okay? I am a 30-year-old woman. I am 5'9", I'm 230 pounds and I want to get to 200 pounds. What are my daily caloric needs and macros that will help me achieve that weight loss, right? Something to that effect, okay? And ChatGPT is going to give you this entire breakdown of what you need to eat, how much you need to eat, the surplus you need to eat, and also be sure to include in there a time frame, right? I want to get down to 200 pounds in 3 months, right? So that they can tell you what your calorie intake needs to be for the day. Nutrition is step 2 because it's the number 1 thing that people skip. It's not number 1 because people do skip being honest. It's number 2. But without the proper nutrition, you can hang it up. I can almost guarantee it because my clients that I showed you, they all prioritize nutrition. Not one of them does not stick to their meal plan. And if they do make alternatives, they pick healthy options. But yes, they still have a cookie every now and again and a Coke with lunch. It's not the end of the world, but it's about balance, okay? So number 2 is going to be nutrition. And once you get that macro breakdown, be sure to start to implement it and use, apps like MyFitnessPal. There's also a couple apps where you can take pictures of your food. I might list those below in the comments so that you can see just how much is there. And also you can grab my nutrition toolkit ebook below as well, which breaks down macros, grocery shopping, just what macros are, etc. You can grab that below as well. So nutrition is crucial. Believe me, you can get the best coach and have the best trainer and you can be doing the best programs. But if you're not eating right, it doesn't matter. You cannot outwork a bad diet. Number 3 is going to be training. I'm not gonna lie, this is my absolute favorite, of course. Yes, I do love that I've learned how to eat properly for my body, but I combine strength training with cardio. When you wanna lose body fat and build muscle, which is what body recomposition is, you don't do so by becoming a cardio bunny that eats salad and water and carrots like a little bunny or something, and then think somehow you're gonna be able to keep the curves and just lose the fat. Because that's not how that works. So my training combines both of those. And if you're one of those people that's like, well, what does strength training look like? Go on YouTube and look up strength training or go through some of my past videos where I talk about how to structure a workout effectively. And I have a couple of workout videos down there as well. Save those and give those a try. Strength training is just that. You are strength training. You're doing compound movements like squats or deadlifts, and you're incorporating that with some cardio as well. And of course, some nutritional changes. Strength training plus the cardio is the key, okay? Step 4 in the Iconic Body Method is you are going to have to start changing your habits. Your day-to-day habits have to shift for you to see the results. It wasn't until I stopped, for example, I used to love going to Chick-fil-A after the gym. I know what you're thinking. What do you mean? Something about the gym was like, go get a chicken sandwich and some fries. Oh, and throw a Coke in there too. Something about that. But now I meal prep my food so that it's already done. So when I go home after the gym, which that's your metabolic window, that's when you want to eat the most protein is after your workout. When I go home, it's already made. I heat it up. It's there. Because if I give myself an opportunity to choose something else, I just might. So we have to start to shift our habits. So your day-to-day habits have to shift and set reminders in your phone. Hey Siri, remind me at 11 a.m. every day that it's time to have a protein shake, or it's time to have some fruit, or it's time to drink some water. Get you one of those gallon water bottles that says 12 p.m. You're doing great. 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Get those things in place, because as you begin to shift your habits, you'll be surprised. When you go out, ask them for their healthy options. If there aren't any, eat before. Oh, yeah, eat before. Because if not, you might end up with the honey lemon pepper wet with the sprinkle. And now we done got our sodium intake higher than it ever should have been for the day. Okay. That is crucial, crucial, crucial. And step 5 of the Iconic Body Method is going to be getting yourself a coach. Now, I bet you're probably thinking like, why is that a step in your body transformation? Did you have a coach? Da-da-da. So here's the truth. I didn't have a coach. I tried having a coach at first. He was way too flirty. He couldn't keep it professional. And then I began my journey on my own. But the amount of time I would have saved if I would have sought a coach. My boyfriend's a bodybuilder and he now trains me. And I've learned so much, and there's so much that I've gained. And I wish that I had stepped into that. There is not one thing that you don't know how to do that you typically wouldn't seek guidance for. So for example, my eyes hurt. I'm going to go see an optometrist. I might go TikTok crazy at first. TikTok's going to tell me I'm about to have an aneurysm. I might as well just go ahead and go to the doctor, right? You know, if your heart hurts, you're going to a cardiologist. If there's something wrong with your brakes, you don't YouTube it or Instagram it. You go find somebody to help you with your brakes. Think of your body as the same thing. Your body is your home. It's the only place you have to be. I hope that's very clear. And if you don't know what you're doing, get some guidance, not for a lifetime, just for a certain span of time, so that you can get where you want to go and you can learn everything you need to in that time frame. Whatever coach you seek out, make sure they can teach you something. If they're just going to give you training and meals, there's like plenty of apps for that will have like AI created workouts that aren't customized to you. And then like some meals and that's it. That's cool. But there's nothing that you're learning from them. You want a coach that you can ask questions with, that you can talk to, that you can be inquisitive about, because this is the only place you have to be. And investing a couple of months, 6 months, a year, whatever, into having a coach, learning from that coach, and then just taking that with you into your lifestyle, right? Not habit. This is a lifestyle for you now. It's going to be the ultimate reward for any coach. So that is my iconic body method. First, you have to get your mental together and we have to be honest with ourselves. That's just number one. Number two, you have to prioritize your nutrition. ChatGPT is your friend. Go ahead and ask them. Go ahead and ask them some questions. Start ChatGPTing some things so you can figure out how much you need to intake on a daily basis to get to your goal, whether you want to lose or you want to gain. Number three is combining strength training and cardio. Do not turn yourself into a cardio bunny to lose weight. That is not the key, okay? And that's not fun. I don't know who just wants to be on a treadmill for 2 hours, but it's not giving what it was supposed to have gave, right? So you're going to have to combine strength training and cardio. You can also ChatGPT that as well. Just ask ChatGPT, give me a strength training workout, see what it says, and start incorporating those and see how it makes you feel, okay? Number four is going to be those habit shifts. If you don't start shifting your little daily habits, it's going to be hard to make fitness a lifestyle and not just a moment in time, because a lot of people are start stoppers. Like my one client, of course, that I told you guys about, who lost 12 pounds in a month, that is an anomaly sometimes, but she was able to do that and she's still continuing on. Some people do that. Well, I done lost some 12 pounds, I'm good, and then put back on 15. She's still prioritizing her nutrition and we're still on the journey to losing even more weight. We're at about 20, 25 pounds almost. So trust me, it's possible, but you have to build the habits, and habits don't come from a couple weeks of doing something. You have to really give it some time, right? I say give it at least 6 months to a year of just incorporating and adding those new habits. Even the first couple of weeks can be life-changing. Small changes, like when you get up, don't get on your phone, right? Get up, pray, do whatever else, drink you some water, do something else that's towards your health and wellness instead of just hopping there. Little minor shifts are a big deal. And number five, get a coach. If you think you can do it on your own, so be it. Nobody's telling you not to. You can go YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, crazy, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want some help getting to your goals and you want to do it in a time frame that doesn't look like the one you're currently on, right? Because you might be at a place where, like, I haven't made any changes to my body in 5 years. Imagine what can happen with 5 months with a coach, because that's what they specialize in. Invest in yourself. You're worth it. You deserve it. And if you're not happy with where you are, do understand that is a choice. And I don't mean that in a callous way. I'm just saying that, yes, there are free resources, but there's always going to be people out there that have guidance that can be customized and tailored to you. And that's what you're not going to find on the internet. Okay? So I hope that this has been so helpful. I hope that you implement all the pillars of the Iconic Body Method and that you go ahead and give that a try. And if you want to do that on your own, that's absolutely fine. No pressure. But if you're a woman that would like some guidance on your fitness journey, book a call with me below so that we can discuss your goals, implement a strategy, and start to make effective change on your journey. We're going to go through how to do it, what you need to do, customize it completely to you so that you can get the results that you've been dreaming of but haven't been able to attain yet. This is only for those people that are ready to take action emotionally, physically, mentally, and financially. Don't hop on the call to waste my time, because I'm not on there to waste your time. I'm there to provide value and begin to build a relationship with you. So if that sounds like you, book your call with me below and let's get active.